living in a world of my own. I feel safe just being alone, living in darkness, living in a world of my own. I feel selfish, doing everything by myself, but feel so cold. I wanna live to be a couple dozen years old. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I thought I knew somebody that I could trust, now I'm not so sure. I feel safe just being alone, living in darkness, living in a world of my own. I feel safe just being alone, living in darkness, living in a world of my own. One whole lifetime, I'm never gonna last, unless I live till dying and something of the past. And all these girls I know out turning both to men. I know I am never going down again, never again. I feel safe just being alone, living in darkness, living in a world of my own. I feel safe just being alone, living in darkness, living in a world of my own.
That was Living in Darkness by Agent Orange. And we are living in a time of darkness when helpless individuals like this lady that I found on Twitter, God, she rules so much. I love this lady's Twitter. So what she does is she's very convinced that the government is using disabled and handicapped people to gang stalk her, and it's one I've never seen before. I would have never thought about this, but the freedom that this lady just lives in is really incredible. I don't know how she makes money. I don't know how she survives, but there is kind of an art to the pictures that she takes, because you really can't get these kind of expressions out of a person normally, especially an individual like this guy who's just eating at whatever Burger King or whatever. Imagine having this terrible incident happen to your mouth, and this woman just I mean, you never expect that. Of all the things that happen to you in your life, is you have an insane woman think that the government is using this individual to gang stalk you. It's just amazing. She pulled up to some, there's an old one somewhere down here where she pulled up next to a woman that was walking with her child who clearly has Down syndrome. This is another one. Before I get to that, someone's meme is just walking around, no idea what's going on, and just she comes up and just starts taking pictures of your Mima. That's so awesome. And obviously, there's people in the comments that are cheering her on. You could be anybody as long as you just cross her path and she's convinced that you're gang stalking her. I love it. This guy, there was some really good pictures. You get some really good artwork of people, like these photographs of people that she just takes of facial expressions that you don't really get in a normal picture you take of people. That poor man. And she always tweets out to like Senator uh, John Robert, or I'm sorry, Senator was it Massey, Congressman Massey? No, is it Senator Massey? And then John Roberts, the um, Chief Justice, and Mike Johnson. He's definitely the one that's in control of the gang stalking to you. Where is this video of her? There's a great, Jesus Christ. I mean, you are so fucked up. Oh my God, this is so nuts. I mean, this poor woman. You go through your entire life and you have a terribly disfigured child or family member, and you're trying to walk them around. And this woman, I mean, of all things that you thought the cruelty of life is that this woman is posting your family saying that this is Israel in America. They're using this woman to gang stalk her.
I'm putting it on Twitter. I'm putting it on Twitter. And I'm sending it to Congress.
Excuse me, no, please.
Yeah,
please.
yeah. I don't need this.
In a quarter mile, take a slight
And then she has her Google Maps on there. It's nuts, dude. Holy shit. I gotta find the clip of her yelling at the woman with the Down syndrome child. It's just I don't know how it's the crazy. What the fuck is this? Where is it? I know it's not too far from here. Look at this guy is just walking, having a walk during the day. Definitely gang stalking her. See, I just love the faces that people make. Oh, somebody got her with the networks. They were naming their networks FBI surveillance fan, and that really triggered her. Man, she really did not like that black woman. God, she posts so much. Those faces. Those are so good. This woman just came so close to being pushed off the tracks by this schizophrenic woman. Look at these. I love the God, it's like a new style of photography. Oh yeah, these were good. This one, I love this one. This guy's face. You can clearly see that he's just trying to like he doesn't know how to handle this situation. Black guy here, that was a good one. I love it. Black guy's reactions to things are classic genre of YouTube. These people just trying to ignore her. Look, you can tell he's looking to the side. Like he's just expecting a knife to come thrusting at him at any moment. Come on. Give me that juice. Give me that juice. I know we're getting close. Oh, this is what she looks like. Come on. Oh, there she is. That's her face right here.
This is my face today.
That's the results of the brain chips and the radiation that they're giving her, and it's disfiguring her jaw.
Still, like, they attack it in the apartment that I'm in, and Edith Spurlock.
I could fix her. Look at this sweet girl. Oh man, this is the kind of girl that just you end up getting stabbed by a schizophrenic because you're too nice. Where is it? I know I'm getting close. I know I'm getting to the sweet stuff. Where are we at? She retweeted me on one of my responses. Come on. Come on. I know we're getting to it. We're getting so close. Come on. Jesus Christ, how much do you tweet? God damn. Oh, come on. I know we're close. Jesus, there's so much. God. Oh, this lady. Just look at this. That rules. That's some good stuff right there. God damn it. How much did you tweet this week? God. Where the fuck is it? Lady, come on. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, come on. I know we had it. This is ridiculous. I wonder if we passed it. Yeah, I think we passed it a little bit. I wonder if it got censored. Yeah, like I love when I first saw that she tags all these politicians. The first thing I was thinking was like, imagine the millions, just at least the thousands of messages, calls to your office from people like this. This kind of explains why nothing really happens in government and why they don't listen to us is because of people like this. She's the perfect chaos agent. Is this where is it? I knew how to find it because I posted it in. That's not it. All right, I know where to find it. bear with me because I posted it in Danny's Patreon just a little bit ago. Come on. Come on. I promise it's worth it. All right, I know I'm getting close. God, where the fuck did it go? Are you kidding me? Oh, there it is. I found it. Nice. Nice. Okay, here we are. This is so awesome. This really is so awesome. Oh, man. All right. This is her parked. This is her parked right next to the street. And there's this woman that walks by with her clearly disabled child. And she just yells at this lady for using her kid with Down syndrome to gang stalk her.
I'm putting you on Twitter. Disabled stalker. I'm putting you on Twitter. For fucking gang stalking me, you bitch.
Oh man. That makes me laugh so hard. I love the finger. I like that this woman just does not give a fuck.
I'm putting you on Twitter. Disabled stalker. I'm putting you on Twitter. For fucking gang stalking me, you bitch.
Just calling this woman a bitch for gang stalking her. It's really one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. God damn it. It really. I can't believe that this has not gone viral. Like, I can't believe that not enough people have seen this. I don't know what causes it. I feel like I know. So when we did like these streams before, when we went down like the gang stalking thing, and like trying to differentiate between the people that probably have a probable cause to be gang stalked versus just these women that are by themselves. I know women are more predisposed to what's that hormone thing? It's like Hashimoto's disease, where like their thyroid gland makes them kind of like lose their mind. I think that's. I have a feeling that that's what it is. Is that like these women have some kind of thing going on in their brain where there's just chemicals that are off, and probably a lifetime or a childhood abuse. God, it really. It has everything. This video has everything.
I'm putting you on Twitter. Disabled stalker. I'm putting you on Twitter.
See what I mean about like the facial expressions that these people have? Like you can't get these expressions. Like if you were like to be like one of these alt or indie like photographers trying to like capture like life's moments, you really couldn't find a better way to get like just natural reactions out of people. Cause like so much of art is just like trying to capture, like the beauty of someone's figure and stuff and finding new ways. And this is a new angle that you'll never find other than being this crazy. And really all artists are kind of crazy.
For for fucking gangstalking me, you bitch.
The mom, that mom kicks ass, dude. I love that she's just giving her the finger. I love look at that guy. He's just trying to walk.
Murderer!
Murderer.
Murderer!
I wish they had like an army of like 1,000 of these people. It like one of my favorite shows ever growing up was Upright Citizens Brigade. And you kind of maybe picked up on the fact that I really love chaos. And the whole theme of it was just like this secret like corporation or group of people, and their only thing that they existed was to go and just like cause chaos throughout the world. And really, like, my brain isn't creative enough to like just cause these interactions. And just this guy is never gonna understand what he just encountered. It's really just like it's beautiful. It's so organic. And what's really cool is that like her brain is sophisticated enough to understand like the complications of like what's going on in Gaza, what's going on with Israel, to follow like, you know, global politics. You could probably have like a really good conversation with her about like some really in-depth stuff. And is Senator Kennedy with clavicular. I don't know who that guy is. She's retweeting at Rick Scott, who is kind of a evil monster. But look at that. Obama used falsified FISAs to chip me and put tech in my face to disfigure me. I went to Senator Rick Scott's office for help. His staff called Capitol Police. They're liars. This is what we should all be doing. Like, if we want to organize change, they're not going to listen to us unless we're just absolutely like the most absurd, crazy people. Like, I like this woman.
Put you on Twitter. Put you on Twitter.
That must be her catchphrase, is putting you on Twitter. This really rules. That's that's a meme right there. I mean, that's a perfect face for a meme right there. It's fantastic stuff.
You'll be on Twitter.
That's hell yeah, dude. She was walking by some lady with a cane, and I commented on the picture. I said, you know that they used to hide guns in those canes. She retweeted it. Someone's gonna end up getting killed because of me, just because of my tweeting. Look at that. That I've seen that face. That's the look women give me when I say something that's not very feminist friendly. And I've gotten that look quite a bit. Oh, look at these poor people. This lady's just had enough in her life, and then she's got to deal with this. It's kind of like she's found her match. In a sense, like these people that are having like these terrible disfigurements have to kind of like look in the mirror and say, which life is worse? My legs not working or my brain just being completely fried? It kind of is an interesting like meeting of the minds. Nobody's safe. You just come into a building and she's in there and she's putting you on blast. Everybody makes the same fucking face. Everybody makes the same face when they encounter this lady.
I'm putting.
And then she there's a whole nother page, organized stalking and digitally trafficked SRA. This is just people with kids. It's just Mexicans. I hope nothing horrible shows up on here. Oh, what's this? Organized community proxy stalking, trafficking, hate crime. This person is part of a large group of tenants recruited to covertly harass, target, stalk me daily, physically, and exploit my camera. This footage shows how... Jesus, that's a lot to read. Yeah, I'm not going through all that, but let's see what she's got. Hand signals. Definitely. They look straight into the camera. You have no idea. You could be passing by somebody's house and you got caught on camera just looking at the camera. This is, I mean, that really is so good. Oh my God. Wait, so she has two different pages. Oh, I like the tin for the sun deflector for the car. Then Rand Paul's getting some shit. Nancy Mace. And some beautiful scenery. John Roberts is responsible for mass surveillance, crimes against humanity by the deep state, corporations and oligarchs buying elections. John Roberts needs to be arrested. What I like, too, is that there could be a possibility that these people really do this. Could you imagine being like rich and you don't have anything else to do and you just find one person to fuck with them? Like, instead of hunting some person through the woods, you just organize like millions or billions of dollars to just see how far you could push one single person. Or you like all take different bets and you get your own person that you just harass.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Cody going live. This is a message for the Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch. Mr. Gorsuch,
She can name more politicians and Supreme Court justices than probably your average, like, poli-sci major.
I am bringing this, sort of calling you out because the country is in collapse, and I've gone to Congress 27 times to bring their attention to some serious abuses of the FBI and the CIA, and they're not paying any attention. So I have 20 devices that were put in me without my consent, with under falsified FISAs. Rosemary Collier detailed the abuses. I mean, she documented them in great detail, the FISA abuses. No one has done anything, even though she said it needed to be rectified. No one has done anything. I went to Jim Jordan about my falsified FISAs, and Jim Jordan, his staff, and I'm a subject of some severe research, but it's also research that's making people billionaires. And it's a violation of my privacy. It's a constitutional violation. They destroyed my life. They destroyed my home, sir.
You want to know something creepy? Because I have this video right here. You know, we're laughing right now, but she also posted this, or she retweeted this other person's post, which was, shit, did I lose it? Damn it. I hope I didn't lose it. There was a video of a former NASA guy that was talking about the chips that they do put in people's heads. Let me see if it's on her main page. Trying to find that. How did I find it last time? I thought it was on this guy's page. Let me see if it's... Where the hell did I find it? Because I didn't scroll too far to find it. Damn, that's disappointing if I lost it. It's got to be somewhere in here. All right, there's something. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's this video.
We have cochlear implants to hear, artificial retinas to see, humans are now becoming cyborgs. We have cochlear implants to hear, artificial retinas to see, artificial hearts to live, artificial limbs to move, artificial organs to function, and brain chips. There's a couple 100,000 people wandering around with brain chips now to fix congenitally defective brains and increasingly to fix memory and other things. DARPA's working on brain chips for super soldiers. And people are now working, thanks to Musk and other people, funding direct machine-brain communications. It's not us versus them, us versus the machines. We're merging. And this is the human evolution of the humans. There is no more natural evolution of anything. People are convinced that the human evolution of everything is 10 million times faster than any natural evolution. And so this is just part of the human evolution of the humans, because this time we are inventing a second intelligent species. Okay? We never did that before. This is robotic design, robotic manufacture, robotic transfer, robotic ops. It's people that cost money. Okay? You want to pull cost out of anything, and that's why people are losing their jobs to the machines. Okay? You get rid of people. And by the way, in aerospace, people are responsible for 80% of the safety problems. Okay? If you want a safe system, no people. Everything's shrinking except the humans. We've got to figure out a way to shrink the humans, okay, to get the cost really down, but that's more difficult. 98% of all of the studies I've seen say that the nanoparticles are bad for human physiology, okay? Very few, they're good for some medical processes, but overall, in terms of the overall physiology, no.
How fucking nuts do you think that drove her to have an actual NASA scientist saying that and then just encouraging her in her madness? I love it.
Falsified. No one has done anything. I went to Jim Jordan about my falsified FISAs, and Jim Jordan, his staff, and I'm a subject of some severe research, but it's also research that's making people billionaires, and it's a violation of my privacy. It's a constitutional violation. They destroyed my life. They destroyed my home, sir. And there's no constitution. I mean, and I'm particularly affronted that anyone's pretending there is one. I'm from Philadelphia. I know that you serve at the Constitution Center. And sir, there is no constitution. When you can put 20 chips in people and lie about them, that means the country has collapsed into totalitarianism. I filed my own lawsuit because the FBI and the CIA threatens lawyers that they would harm their families if they helped me. And I filed my own case, and the judge dragged it out. Judge Colm Connolly, he's a federal judge in Delaware, and he's a criminal. And he dragged it out for months. I asked for a TRO, for permission to get this tech out of me that's harming me. And he dragged it out for months and months and months and months. I filed a appeal to get them to rule. The judges on that court, they didn't seem fit to push him to hurry. The abuses that I'm talking about are basically targeting whites in America, sir. You need to know that. And also, I want you to know, sir, that John Roberts is involved in this abuses. He spent a week in Europe with Norm Eisen, talking about legal issues. Well, the legal issues were, the medical devices, implants that you guys are using, that the courts know are being used unconstitutionally. I don't know how you guys can justify staying up there and pretending that we have a constitution when people are being non-consensually chipped. I was chipped in 2013, long before the National Neurologic Condition Surveillance Act was passed, and that law passed it. Legalized it. That law was passed to hide the abuses that Barack Obama did to me. I was tortured. And
Yeah, holy based. That's what's really fucking awesome. That's what I was saying, is like, she's amazing. She can name all of these like politicians, these judges. Like, she's out there doing actual research. She's not like a drooling idiot. And thank you, Jared. So I had 598 subscribers for about 24 hours when I was streaming opening up Pokemon cards, and I was having a nice conversation. And the entire time I'm having this conversation with these two innocent people who are just, their life is opening up Pokemon card packs. And they're like, hey, we're subscribing to you. It's nice to see another Pokemon fan, and all this. And I was just like thinking to myself the entire time, like, as soon as these people watch any of my other videos and just see how fucking racist I am, I'm going to be back down to 596. And sure enough, the next day, I look at my subscribers, it's back down to 596. I was telling my wife, how long you think they'll stay subscribed to me? Oh, it's so funny.
and I'm still, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting a device in my head activated. I'm being tortured around the clock, and I've been tortured around the clock for 13 years, and my homes have been stolen. And I filed a lawsuit. It's called Cody versus Trump. And the judge, Colm Connolly, who's a criminal, tossed.
You see that? You see that? Are any of you actually this politically active? This woman is out there filing lawsuits. She's going and like standing up for the white race. She's really, she's saying she's the victim of targeted harassment, but she really is good at targeting like high level politicians to a level that like I'm so afraid to even like, I won't even call my politicians because I don't want to be on a list by Palantir any more than I already am of being an anti-Semite or Jew hater, on the record. I don't want like any of that out there. And this lady is just going full speed, like head first into these people. And that's really kind of brave.
Out
I mean, and she's being harassed by the government.
with prejudice. And he has no right to do that. Basically, he condemned me to death. I have 20 devices, and in that lawsuit I filed a report of a document showing I have foreign objects in my skull. In addition to that, the radiologist who made that report looked at other radiation.
How many subs does she have? I think she has 2 different accounts. So that's a different one. So this is one. So she has 4,000 subscribers. Yeah, she definitely has more subscribers than me. I mean, I'm not anywhere near as entertaining as this woman. She is. I will submit to that. I have a family. I can't be this big of a problem to society. This is what I dream of. Like, if I didn't have a family, I would be living in a box, like a literal cardboard box, doing this if I could. If I could harass people constantly and just be a problem for society, like, I'm not joking. This is what I dream of. But I unfortunately made a family, and I have a wife and kids that love me, and they're dependent on me. But if I could, I would be doing this exact same thing. And I may not even believe it. I would force myself into this mindset, and it would be so satisfying. You have no idea. This is what I would love to do.
Radiological scans I have, and said that they were all suspicious.
Yeah, Jared, you missed quite a bit of this lady, but this is pure gold. These people are amazing.
This is a crime, sir, and I'm a victim of horrific criminality that was perpetrated by the Jeffrey Epstein group for brain data. That's what's going on. I filed a lawsuit. Combe Connolly did not look at any of my evidence. He did not look at the report that I included from the radiologist. He did not note that I have 6 people tell me that they received, 5 of them doctors, that they got phone calls threatening harm to them if they helped me. He ignored the technology that I have removed. So the Justice Department is directly involved in this. So how can the Justice Department be involved in non-consensual experimentation when there's...
Oh, this is your last day of work, man? Congratulations on that big life change, dude. I hope it works out for you, Jared.
Supposed to be for justice, okay? That's the Justice Department and the FBI and the CIA.
Tell that fucking dumb lesbian, I said fuck you.
Are the problems in the country, frankly. As we get...
Actually, don't do that. Don't get yourself escorted out of the building.
See, there's been no arrest of anybody. That's directly because of the Department of Justice corruption involving this, okay? They are too busy worrying about chipping people and stealing their brain data for the World Economic Forum, and so the FBI can get their bonuses for the World Economic Forum for AI. And that's what's going on, sir. And that is unconstitutional. I have 20 chips in me, and it's unconstitutional. I was tortured in my home, remorselessly, and all with devices, and with I have evidence. I can give you names and dates and locations. But until somebody has a law system that is functional, then it doesn't matter. And right now, the American is dysfunctional, sir. I'm calling you out because John Roberts is deliberately part of the dysfunction. He knows this is going on and he's ignoring it. This is what he was working on in Eisen in Europe for a week when he was holed up. He was working on this, okay? Because Israel and the World Economic Forum wants to brain chip people, and you guys are going on.
What the fuck, Jared? You didn't fucking inform me that? You didn't tell me that she left the company after that fucking investigation? I wonder if it was my video that I made about her. Because that video got removed, so that definitely pissed off somebody that watched it. about me going off on that lesbian that was harassing you at work. I can only hope that the things I said were relayed to her and she watched that video. I was in a real sassy mood. That, like, I was being real sassy bitch Dylan in that video.
Along with it. And John Roberts is going along with it. And the day he ruled that a president doesn't have to be held responsible for his crimes, is the day that you made this government illegitimate and your court illegitimate. Barack Obama did this to me under falsified FISAs. I have tech all throughout me. I'm being handicapped. And I can't go to the doctors because they are forced to lie about me. That is not constitutional. So I don't understand why you're talking about the Constitution when I can't go to the doctors and get legitimate care in America, okay? And the FBI is threatening people to not help me and threatening me that they'll kill my family if I didn't withdraw my lawsuit. That's what they said. You have an obligation.
You know, you might think she's crazy saying all this shit. But then again, if you've watched that video of that that saga with Reckless Ben and the entire police force of fucking Utah going over trying to like ruin someone's life over $100,000 in Legos, it really kind of puts things in perspective.
A moral obligation to force John Roberts out of office. Okay, frankly, this is illegal. This is unconstitutional. I don't know where you would ever get the idea that putting 20 chips in somebody's body is legal, and it's not. It's unconstitutional under any circumstance. And this was done to me in 2013 at Northwestern Memorial Hospital when I was put under sleep by two gastroenterologists, which apparently they have a relationship with the Mossad as well. Sorry, I'm asking you to rise to the occasion. The U.S. is completely corrupt. The FBI is corrupt. The CIA is corrupt. The Department of War is corrupt. They're all lying to the public. Havana syndrome is being done by Israel and the United States government, and we are completely lost. I mean, I'm 65, I have no criminal history, and a library master, sir, and I can't go to the doctors in America, and my homes have been stolen, and my life has been stolen. Sir, there's a crisis in America, okay? I went to Congress 27 times to tell them about these problems.
I just remembered, like, when I first started watching these Gangstalker people, that there was that one lady who was like a nurse, or she was an EMT medic, and then like she just fucking went like full board into the gang stalking things. It's like, it's not even like low functioning people. Like, these are quite high functioning people.
Problems. I went to Congress 27 times to tell them about these problems, and they did nothing. Not a single one did anything. Several of them did things to discredit me further. This is Ted Kaczynski criminality here by Harvard. Harvard's directly involved. Larry Summers, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates. I have 4 PAMs on me, sir, that the Department of Energy gave to corporations for me. How does anybody have a right to have technology in me whatsoever? Well, that's because Barack Obama, who's a criminal, did this, okay? And I need somebody to speak up and to help me. And there's no law in America. It's all dysfunctional. The Department of Justice had a U.S. attorney.
This would be a fantastic political ad. If Trump wants to regain his base, this is what he should put in his base. Like, I would completely just forget everything about the Iran war, and he just puts this up there. Do you know how many people he would get voting for him if he just blasted this lady all over the internet?
Embedded 2 doors away from my friend to do spying and to participate in skits, okay? Sorry, I have no criminal history. So all they're telling you is lies, 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 lies. They're doing it to protect the state, okay? And Obama and the elites behind them, which is the Epstein group. Sir, John Roberts needs to be removed. He is the United States cannot pretend that shipping people non-consensually is a constitutional government. It's not. And sir, you serving on the Constitutional Center board is laughable in the light of the fact that people are being chipped and tortured and nobody's doing anything. Congress, I visited Congress 27 times. No one did a thing. They're criminals. They're making money. Jan Schakowsky's husband was directly involved in my targeting. Others are directly making money for this. I mean, sir, you need to speak up. John Roberts is a problem. Chipping people is a problem. As I'm talking to you, I'm being tortured by drones. Okay, I have not given no one's written that up legally for me in order to respond to it, to respond to any allegations of any crimes that I've committed. No one's officially sentenced me to that. So that means I have no due process. How is that happening in America, sir? I'm being tormented by drones in America without any due process. Okay, so that's unconstitutional. It's a violation of my privacy. That's unconstitutional. The chips in my body are unconstitutional. So where is the Constitution, sir? You have a crisis in America, and I'm begging you to wake up. The Congress is not working. Congress doesn't work. Congress only works for Israel, as we all know, and that's who John Roberts was working for when he stayed with Norm Eisen in Europe for a week. Okay, and we need somebody to be pro-Constitution, not pro-Israel. And I'm asking you, sir, to punish Colm Connolly, to frankly remove him from the bench. I mean, his ruling is fake. Look at his ruling. He talked about me having 50 some plaintiffs, or defendants, like that's a problem. There were 500 500 partners in the DARPA Brain Initiative, and by right, every last one of them should be named as a defendant in this lawsuit. Anyway, sir, I just want to let you know, Colm Connolly is a criminal, and the United States is not constitutional. Please stop pretending it.
I will say, on top of this, I am a little bit of a shit stirrer, as you may notice. And on Twitter, I felt very justified recently. I got one of my shit talking Twitter accounts locked for a day. And the only reason I found out why is because I had tweeted apparently to some Jewish Twitter account some pictures maybe that weren't flattering of some Hasidic rituals. And somebody tagged my name in there, and so I went to her page, and there was 84 people working to get my account banned, and it's just some shit posting account that has maybe just less than 20 followers, and most of them are just porn bots. And she was so mad because I went and I reported the picture that got me locked that she reposted, and it got her account locked, and she was so mad about it. And it was so fucking funny to see that there's people taking time out of their day to get my shit posting account, one of many that I just go around and harassing people. And it's just taking the time to mass report some shit posting account,
making America to be just a god awful place, and you're allowing presidents to get away with murder, and criminals to get away with murder, and America's dead unless you act, unless you do something. John Roberts is a criminal. You cannot chip people non-consensually. I don't care what reason for it. You cannot do it under falsified FISAs, and you cannot do it. And nobody has checked out, reformed the FISA. Nobody's done that at all. I had, Rosemary Collier demanded it.
I'll show you guys the shit posting account that I got banned. Hold Hold on. This lady was so mad.
Jordan, who's by right should be doing it, he's the one who I went to Congress. He was the first person I visited. His staff did a skit, and they walked me to the cafeteria. And when I was in the cafeteria, they called the Capitol Police. And I didn't realize this. I realized that he was framing me. But then Jim Jordan went and told the rest of the people on the judiciary.
This is gonna get her so mad. See what I did? She started going after my shit posting accounts. All this person does is just go and find Twitter accounts to go and to try to get them locked. Where it was the one where she was getting everyone to go after me. Look at this. This one who I'm trying to get suspended posts pictures of a little girl who was killed by the Bondi Beach shooter. Where's the one where she was complaining about getting her account locked because of me? Yeah, see that? There she's complaining about me. This is so fucking funny to me. God, what an idiot.
Committee that I was detained. Well, he forgot to leave out that he forgot to say that I was detained because his staff called me. So Jim Jordan, who by right should be looking at FISA abuse, is hiding FISA abuse. So Mr. Gorsuch, you have to speak up. You have to. The country's in collapse. There's nobody in Congress who's responsible at all. There's nobody in Congress who's being responsible at all. They're ignoring the torment of citizens crying to them. They're ignoring it. All right,
that's enough for you. I found this other one. This guy is pretty cool. I like this video.
This is a follow-up from my previous videos. This is my house. This is my bedroom. There's my bed. This is where I sleep at night. I am being electronically harassed with V2K, which is voice to skull weapons. They're directed energy weapon systems. This is because I've spoken out against the agenda. It's being beamed through my bedroom window at night time when I sleep. I'm currently standing in front of the window, but watch what happens when I stand outside of the window. Watch the frequency meter just there. I'm going to step back into the window frame again to block the signal. Step outside of it again. I'm going to stand back in front of the window. This is terrorism. This is a follow-up from my previous videos. Right, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been working.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Looking up, my brain feels like it's being pummeled by radio frequencies that are being beamed through my bedroom window via satellite. I've just come out in the middle of the night to check the skies, and there's things moving about in the skies. There's satellites, you can actually see them. This is a global agenda targeting innocent people with frequencies.
I'm gonna be a gangstalking influencer.
I'm getting voices beamed into my head 24 hours a day. This is a really sick agenda. All we want to do is be left alone. And this is what I'm getting 24 hours a day. Someone please explain. Oh dear, look, it stopped.
And like the broken screen.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, look, there you go. There you go, look. How does that work? You see?
Yeah, how does that work? Oh, did you guys see that some building in Shanghai, no, Beijing, got hit by an airplane and just miraculously didn't fall? That was pretty interesting. I wonder what this device is that he's got. This guy's in Japan. Oh shit, this looks good.
Years old, and I am a survivor of brain-computer interface testing. My name is Sabrina Wallace, and I am 46 years old, and I am a survivor of brain-computer interface testing for DARPA's non-invasive neural interface, N2. I was born in 1979. I grew up watching all the Nickelodeon kids, Amanda Bynes, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. Now, I also lived in Las Vegas. When she was there, we have brain-computer interface systems that we've used for many years in law enforcement and the government. And these systems are still not being properly explained to anyone, anywhere. It's part of our new healthcare system. And our warfare doctrine is cognitive warfare. And that is your neurons. And it's under the skin surveillance, subdermal radar. What the hell does that have to do with Britney Spears? For 3 years, I have educated people on the internet with a college textbook about how we log in under the skin with the help of the Federal Communications Commission and the FDA and our intelligence community. Department of Homeland Security biosurveillance. My parents were Air Force. I was a test subject. For today's United States Air Force Research Laboratory, very real, augmented human soldiers. We have a DARPA non-invasive N3, which is non-invasive neural read-write to the brain. Department of War. 2019, 2023. Air Force Research Laboratory. So, in the entertainment industry, due to security, when I was in Las Vegas in 2010, people talked about logging into their loved ones. Now, today, you put a brain-computer interface headset like the Mendy or Neurosity Crown, and you alter their neurons. You can erase memory, and it's being encouraged by neuroscientists for behavior control. But it's sold to people. The Pulsetto vagal nerve stimulator brings your anxiety down. But in the intelligence community, the world of espionage, these are weapons. And these are systems of neurology control so that you don't have to hit somebody with a rubber bullet, one of the LiDAR systems to make their skin turn hot. No. You log in under the skin. Same exact way. You use your Neurosity Crown, and it's wireless. That's cognitive warfare. NATO, our country, China, Russia. So that's what I'm usually explaining to people. how drone warfare actually targets the human body. Okay.
I mean, that was pretty interesting. What is the Dr. Edward group?
My name is Sabrina Wallace. And
Oh, this guy looks good.
Extremely beneficial for everyone to do, because you also, this clears emotions from all the organs. So according to the ancient Taoism and the ancient Ayurvedic, you're storing a lot of emotions in all your organs. Okay. That's why your organs start to fail, because of the energies, the negative energies in there. This is something you should do once a week. Okay. You should do this once a week. You do the lungs, which is the white. You breathe like 9 times, okay? 9 to 18 times into each organ. For the lungs, you're breathing the white light into your lungs. And then on the out breath, you're saying, for the kidneys, it's blue. For the liver is green. Like SH. For the heart is reddish pink, right? Reddish pink is love. So reddish pink into the kidneys are the only one you're bringing the cool in there, okay? The rest is in, the heart is going to be your reddish pink. You're going to breathe it in. You know how you just sigh and you go, ah, like H-A-A-A-A-A, ah, that's your heart sound. Heart, heart. Ah, that's your heart sound.
Well, I learned something. What do we got here? Guinea pigs in New York, in which testimony? Kid's mom is being gang stalked. They put peanut butter in her shampoo. Oh man, that sounds rough. All right, what do we got here?
These cities to the wards, the people who are watching the foster children, to enroll their HIV-infected foster children in these studies so that they can get efficacy and safety data on them and do that.
You know what's fucked up is like these people are so right on so many things, but nobody was going to listen to anything that they have to say because of the brain worms they've got.
Some of the trials, some of the protocols say that the children are, and I quote, presumed to be HIV positive. Now, what kind of society are we that children who are only presumed, and by whom are they presumed?
Jared's gonna get out to he's gonna end up out there in Washington, and then he's just gonna like start hearing like spooky voices and like seeing Bigfoot. He's not gonna know that it's me just out there just fucking with him, just making sounds and doing stuff. Like he'll put down like his chainsaw, and I'll be behind a tree and I'll just kind of like turn it 180 degrees. He'll never know. I'll just take off like 6 weeks of work just to do it.
Criteria makes them presumed to be HIV, that those children then get exposed to as many as 7 highly toxic experimental drugs.
And what I uncovered was that the promise that Dr. Fauci and his team made to these foster children agencies is for every child that you allow to enroll in this, we're going to give them an advocate, a patient advocate, to watch their well-being like their parents, because they're disconnected from their parents when you're a foster child. This patient advocate will watch the data, they'll be briefed, and they'll protect that child's personal and safety interests as they go through this, very toxic drug trial. And it turns out that in almost all those cases, the NIAID, Fauci's division, didn't provide that advocate after the fact. And what I dug up in records was there were 10 unexplained deaths of foster children in this trial. 10, not 1, 10, very large number. And the ultimate investigation concluded that these were unexplained, mysterious deaths that were very troubling because of the fact that NIAID had not given them the protections of an advocate, somebody to watch out and be that child's parent as these drugs were being administered to. So very much like the Tuskegee syphilis experiment in the 40s.
In 92, the NIH decided that this population was going to be as good as any to test drugs on.
Aren't there rules against testing on children?
Yes, there are.
Under federal rules, consent for children to take part in drug trials has to be given by their parent or guardian. But the kids at Incarnation have no independent voice. The body that is their legal guardian, the ACS, is the same body that makes the children available for trials.
National Institute of Health rules against using wards of the state in clinical trials. But
how do they get around this?
Well, you get around it by appealing to public sympathy. If you go with the definition of AIDS that we have, which is a single cause, illness with no cure, blah blah blah, caused by one thing, instead of what it appears to be, the multifactorial, complex, treatable illness that occurs around the world because of poverty, drug toxicity, and other things. If you go with the first view, you can do anything you want.
So basically they're saying these babies have a death sentence anyway. It doesn't matter what we do. We can just do anything we need to do.
We're saving their lives.
Well, it is shocking that in New York City,
Does anyone else feel like when they play clips like this where it's like grainy from like the 90s and 80s, it just feels more authentic?
Experimental drug treatments are being used on children who are in foster care.
Even senior politicians in the city have found it impossible to get information about the trials. Bill Perkins is Deputy Majority Leader on New York City Council.
We do know that several have passed away during the course of these experiments, and we know that there are still some involved. And there's been somewhat of a secrecy about the whole matter, I must say. It has not been easy to get through the bureaucracy as to exactly what this is all about.
We're using toxic drugs on infants. We're using toxic drugs on children, toxic drugs that cause genetic mutation.
I feel more convinced when I have like a professional black guy or professional like well-spoken black lady talking about this stuff, because like they're so quick to just say, hell no, that shit's crazy. But like when like a well-spoken, like articulate black woman or black guy like that in a suit is talking about this stuff, I'm like, oh shit, no, that shit's real.
Organ failure, bone marrow death, bodily deformations, brain damage, and fatal skin disorders. We're using that on orphans.
We're using that on orphans, and we're saying we're doing them a favor.
In a mass grave owned by the Roman Catholic Church close to Manhattan, over 1,000 children's bodies, including some who were enrolled in the trials, lie beneath a tarpaulin. Officially, their deaths are recorded only as resulting from natural causes. For months, we tried to get answers from those behind the trials. From Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, where many of the tests were devised. From Incarnation Children's Center, from the Catholic Church. And from the ACS, the authority ultimately responsible. None would comment. The drug companies which have supported trials at Incarnation include some of the world's largest.
What were some of the physical reasons that they were saying, I don't want this?
Some of them, they made them so sick that they couldn't get up and go to school. Or when they were in school, they couldn't function like the regular kids. So they just didn't, they didn't want it for whatever reason.
When they got sick, what kind of symptoms did they display?
Stomach cramping, mostly that, and constant diarrhea. That wouldn't allow them to stay focused in a classroom like a regular child would. Sleepy, a lot of the kids, they were drugged so much that they were just tired. They just couldn't function.
And Mimi, when the children refused to take the drugs, what would happen to them?
You could only refuse X amount of times. After that, you get a tube inserted into you.
Jesus Christ.
A G-tube was inserted into the children. Did you insert that, or how did they?
Oh no, those are surgically put in.
So they were sent to doctors to get tubes that to put into their bellies to take the drugs.
Yeah. One of my kids came in, and a couple of months later, she came in, she was fine. She had a stroke and she went blind, and
after being given these meds.
Yes, because supposedly her case was she wasn't aware of her HIV status. So if you wasn't aware, you wasn't taking medicine. You're in there for that.
The perception there, and this is sort of drummed into everybody's head, is that the drugs will make you live longer. But longer than what? Longer than the perception that you're supposed to die at a certain age. So they'll say that the effects are very, 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 very strong, terrible. As Mimi says, a girl who had never been told that she was positive, therefore never took the drugs and was not sick, came in, and within a few months on these drugs, AZT and others, had a stroke, went blind, and died a few months later. Can't tell me that she lived longer. I don't think Mimi would say that either. But the general perception, and from doctors who want to defend this kind of thing is, yeah, they'll live longer than what? Not than they lived, than they were supposed to live. Who decided? The doctors decided.
And if the prognosis is that you're going to die, I guess any day past that is something that you could argue is proof of your argument.
It's very circular logic, and it only works in favor of the drug companies, not the children.
When that hit, you were still inside the NIH when I broke that story. Mm-hmm. Describe the culture and the reaction inside Dr. Fauci's division when that one landed and the public outcry began.
Well, the official stance was, but we provided these children with life-saving drugs they otherwise would not have had access to.
Yes.
That was the excuse.
It meant a lot to the 10 that died, I'm sure.
Yes. But down sort of among the workers, a lot of us were very concerned. It was embarrassing. Yeah. It was embarrassing because they knew that's not what you do. That was absolutely reprehensible.
Fucking stoned.
I got motherfucking spaceship.
What the hell was that? Oh, what a like a fucking wall to hit right at the end of that. Jesus, that's crazy. U.S. Patent 6506148 from 2003 uses screens to control your mind without you knowing. That's fun. Its patented method is for using electromagnetic fields from computer and TV screens to influence the human nervous system. That's terrifying. Dude, I love Gangstalking schizo Twitter. What is this? Sacred lovemaking. Oh, this looks good.
They have drugs being manufactured. So these children are drug addicts. They have drugs being manufactured in their digestive systems, reaching their brain. Glutamorphins and casomorphins, these are morphine-like substances which come from inappropriate digestion of gluten, which comes from wheat, barley, oats, rye, from your bread, from your pasta, from other things made with flour. They have a protein called gluten, and these patients cannot break down gluten. It breaks down into this morphine-like substance called glutamorphin. And casein, a protein in milk, doesn't digest properly in these patients and converts into a morphine-like molecule. They absorb very effectively through the damaged gut wall, and when they reach the brain, they affect it the same way a morphine will do, a molecule of morphine or heroin. So these children are drug addicts. They have drugs being manufactured in their digestive systems, reaching their brain. Low serum sulfate, that is an indication that there is an overgrowth of sulfate-loving bacteria in the digestive system. A large proportion of pathogenic microbes eat sulfur. They love it. So all the sulfur that comes with food into the digestive system is gobbled up by these microbes, and as a result, the person doesn't get the sulfur. Your body doesn't get it. Sulfur is one of the most ubiquitous minerals in the human body and one of the most important. Without sulfur, it's involved in myriad of functions, but one of the most important functions it's involved in is detoxification, cleansing. So when you're deficient in sulfur, you cannot detoxify, you cannot cleanse, you start accumulating toxins in your body, building up toxic stores in various tissues.
I'll have to look that up. Oh, this is some grainy stuff. Breaking news, ivermectin is getting a second look. Fighting, what is this?
Girlfriend Sarah Palin, the former Republican, seen here throwing punches on the ice.
In certain circumstances, I will fight until I drop.
But this morning, the former professional athlete is now fighting stage 4 colon cancer and believes he's beating it with the help of ivermectin.
The ivermectin, do you remember how much you were taking?
Yeah, it's 20 milligrams twice a day.
20 milligrams of ivermectin?
Yeah, that's because of the stage 4.
Okay.
That's high dose.
He was in Alaska visiting girlfriend Sarah Palin, the former Republican vice presidential nominee, when he first felt sick in 2024. Doctors told him it was cancer that had spread to his liver, and he started chemotherapy right away. He lost his hair and could barely walk.
Just make her stop and have a sip of water.
But he says it was when his daughter introduced him to doctors in alternative medicine who put him on drugs that include a high dose of ivermectin that he says the tumors started to quickly disappear.
Do you feel that the ivermectin helped you?
Well, it had to, because you go from 90% to maybe 15% in my liver.
But what about the chemo?
Yeah, yes, it works, but the reaction from my doctor tells me he was not expecting this at all.
A new study from researchers in California finds that prescriptions for ivermectin are way up. Doctors tell ABC News that some patients are choosing it over chemotherapy and radiation and say there's no firm proof at this point that it can beat cancer.
We found overall that the prescribing more than doubled. Among patients with cancer, it just about tripled.
What's also up are the number of calls into the nation's poison centers from people worried that they've poisoned themselves with the drug. Again, more than double in just the last year. And the researchers who are publishing in the Journal of the American Medical Association believe that much of this only happened after this celebrity interview.
Oh, there we go. There it goes.
About ivermectin with podcaster Joe Rogan and director Mel Gibson in January of last year.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all.
It has not been proven in any kind of confirmatory clinical trial, which is the gold standard of evidence we need to
That guy's so mad that they were curing cancer.
know whether treatment works.
It's become big business, and a number of states, mostly in the South, have now passed laws allowing sales of ivermectin without seeing a doctor, and others are considering it. ABC News has partnered with reporters at KFF Health News who traveled through Tennessee and were able to buy bottles of it that were up to 10 times the strength of standard prescription tablets.
In very high doses, it can lead to seizure or coma. In extremely high doses, even death.
Ron Duguay says he knows the potential dangers, but hopes for more time on the ice with the people he loves.
As an athlete, I'm going for it. I will take a chance, possibly. I will risk a little bit.
But a voice of caution from someone who during COVID once celebrated ivermectin. American cartoonist and conservative podcaster Scott Adams says he tried taking it to fight the prostate cancer.
He also was celebrating getting injected with the COVID vaccine. So this is amazing. I bet you they end this with a Pfizer ad. That would be like a coup de grace.
That had spread to his bones.
It didn't work at all.
He died 6 months.
He died
after recording this video.
To be clear, the overwhelming evidence is that there's just not enough proof that ivermectin beats cancer. Ron Duguay has to stop taking it because he's starting a clinical trial for another drug that he hopes will help him win. He is doing things that everyone agrees is working, spending more.
When I said black guys in suits that are well-spoken, I didn't mean effeminate ones. This guy, X, you get a big X. The dead are liquefied and are fed to... Oh, this is awesome. Now this looks promising. Liquefaction liquefaction of dead bodies drained into sewer and fed back to you. Yep, you read that right. It's actually been going on now for some time. Bodies are liquefied in a process called water cremation and aquamation. And guess what? It's environmentally friendly. Pretty much any atrocity can now be committed as long as it's deemed environmentally friendly by the brainwashed climate change cult that we all know is really a front for the depopulation agenda 21203. This is awesome. I like this.
When they're feeding the dead to the living, you know the end is near. Check out this death chamber, this washing machine. They call it aquamation, where they liquefy the dead and then dump the remains down the drain to be recycled into the municipal water supply. And so people are drinking it, they're showering in it, they're doing their laundry in it, and this is happening in most states across the country. In most major cities, they're recycling dead people and feeding it to the living. What does that mean exactly? And they're grinding up the bones into powder. They call this calcium phosphate, which is going to be used for food processing, undoubtedly. Maybe in your vitamins.
This rules.
And so what are the implications when people start eating dead people, like cannibalism? Is there going to be kuru running around out there? Mad cow disease? What about in a spiritual sense? What is that like when you're eating and drinking dead people? Of course, they're spraying this on the food supply. Irrigation. They're using dead people as compost, and people are drinking it. So what does that mean? What does that feel like? Ladies and gentlemen, obviously this is another satanic ritual that's being performed before our very eyes. And essentially people are being raped by this death juice as they're forced to drink it. Talk about drinking the Kool-Aid. Now they're drinking dead people in the major cities. That's why they're all crazy in these big cities. They're drinking dead people, and they don't even know it, for the most part. And they keep finding human DNA in the food supply. What do you think that's all about? It's probably not just aquamation, but they're probably grinding babies and who knows what else in these meat processing plants.
I don't want to eat babies.
So that people will eat human flesh without even knowing it. That's how these cult members get their kicks, ladies and gentlemen. Quite literally. So aquamation has been around for about 10 years now. And it's spread to nearly every state and every major city because they're running out of space, they say, in the cemeteries. They just can't build a new one outside of town. So they're going to liquefy you. And it's like the movie The Matrix. How long before people end up in pods like this, connected to the Matrix? Probably sooner than you think, ladies and gentlemen. We're well on our way to transhumanism and assimilation. But this is some scary technology, because this can be deployed in all sorts of different ways, and people can disappear and just end up down the drain. Don't ask us what the video guy is doing on vacation. So there's all sorts of different models and all sorts of different types, according to the reports. There's the hardcore hydrolysis, and then there's the soft hydrolysis. And the difference is the temperature and the time it takes to dissolve a body. It can take between 3 hours and 8 hours. So imagine you've got a laundromat like this somewhere. How many people can disappear in a day in a laundromat just like this with these types of washing machines?
I think this is gold. This is brand new stuff to me.
Undoubtedly, we'll be seeing facilities like these connected to the quarantine camps in the beginning. Of course, after a while, they just won't care anymore, and you'll start seeing the smokestacks coming from these quarantine facilities saying it's for your protection. But obviously, if we're to the point where we're liquefying the dead and feeding it to the living and calling it organic or environmental, you know these people on television have gone mental, that these people in the cities have gone mental, and it's just, without a doubt, talking to these people is useless. They don't want to hear the facts. They don't want to hear the truth. They're always going to spin it like liberals and call it for your protection. Call it your imagination. These crazies will call you crazy and say, this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly natural. This is science. Look at that. They got no problems putting the bones into a meat grinder, putting it into a bag, and saying, oh, we got some calcium phosphate. It's no longer human remains anymore. These are just chemicals. And so they're going to end up in the food supply. They're going to end up as fertilizer. Version.
That's pretty wild. I like that. That was amazing. Hemp blocks EMF. Vaccinating the fish now.
They are literally vaccinating the fish you eat for dinner.
For the first time in history, we are genetically altering fish after a government-approved process shows salmon and sea bass vaccinated at 18,000 fish per hour.
This fish hits you with 11 chemical pesticides. It starts as genetically altered stock, dumped into a sedative bath, and injected with a petrochemical lubricant, spreading cancer-linked lumps directly into the flesh. What they don't tell you is that flesh is chemically dyed and raised on a preservative banned in human food, leaching residue into the final product. And it's not only salmon, trout, cod, and sea bass, all
beautiful. I love that. Shocking whistleblower. What the hell was that?
Sites do not exist in America. One thing about ticks that are different than viruses like Ebola, Hantan virus, or Marburg, like you mentioned, you can't see those. Like, you and I have never seen those viruses. They're not flying around, crawling around in your skin. You don't see them. They're invisible to your naked eye. Now, how many of you have actually seen a tick or pulled a tick off of you or off your animal? So ticks are real. We've all seen them. You can physically see them, pull them off. How many of you have pulled a tick off, realizing the head's still in your body, and you're like, oh, crap, I got to get some tweezers. I got to get incise this, pull it out. I mean, how many of us know people who have got ticks in their ears while they're asleep? The head gets stuck in there. I've actually had relatives where this happened. So ticks, you can see them. They're creepy. They crawl around on legs, and they suck your blood, bite into you like a leech, like a mosquito. They're just bigger than mosquitoes. So the ticks, they're real creatures, and you can see them, and they really do bite mammals. So, and they bite you, they bite your kids. You've seen them. So I think this is why ticks hold an allure a little bit differently than the boogeyman viruses we've all been told to be afraid of. Okay. So you just can't see the Hantan virus or the Ebola virus or the Marburg virus. You can just see symptoms maybe that someone's having who is ill with their symptoms. But we will talk about the hantavirus or Hantan virus, which is what it's called, and then Ebola and Marburg, because all three of them are identical, and there's things you need to know about them and your audiences. So, and to get into ticks and you talking about my origin story in medicine, it happened to be a different condition that starts with an L, but Lyme's disease is considered an autoimmune disease. And my youngest sister was diagnosed with another L disease called lupus, which is an autoimmune disease also. So that's where my journey into medicine and healthcare and questioning the mainstream medical paradigm, that's where that all started for me, was my 11-year-old sister.
Oh, so it was lupus, because I remembered Lyme. So it was lupus.
Yep,
okay.
It was lupus. Yep. So, but that's okay, because Lyme's and lupus have an identical vector causing all of their symptoms. So Lyme's disease is a lot of chronic fatigue, body aches, pain. Lupus also has all of those symptoms, and then very physical rashes on their body. Systemically, butterfly rashes is the most common, but anywhere on the human body, they will have those also. And then lots of joint pain, body pain, and chronic fatigue. So they do overlap, a lot of them. And the cause of both, I found, was identical. So Lyme's disease, which has always been blamed on ticks, introducing parasites into the human body. So let's talk about Lyme's, because it affects hundreds of thousands in America, if not.
Parasite living within it, and then that parasite with those eggs is in the bloodstream or whatever it is, whatever contact, whatever transfer happens there. And so Lyme disease is fundamentally, it is the parasite eggs coming into your body, and I'm guessing then hatching, and that's what then, is that it? Like, is that kind of at a very fundamental what it is?
It is, yeah. So leeches, mosquitoes, ticks, before they start sucking on your blood, they release a blood thinning agent. So they spit into your bloodstream to thin the blood where they can drink. Otherwise, if they didn't do that, the blood would clot the moment it comes out of the blood vessel. So even if you took a needle and punctured your skin, you're not going to keep bleeding out of there. Within a few seconds, it's going to stop bleeding because your body has clotted the blood. So these insects have to secrete something first into your body in that area that keeps the blood from clotting.
Is that why it's itchy oftentimes, is from what they put in there?
Exactly right. So as the insect or whatever is spitting, or the leech is spitting this blood thinning chemical into your skin, this spitting out of stuff, they are secreting whatever's in their spit or within that chemical they're injecting inside you to thin the blood. And often are parasite eggs inside that medium, and now it's inside your bloodstream. And then these eggs of the parasites floating around in your bloodstream will then hatch eventually.
Oh, that's some good stuff right there. All right, any more gang stalking stuff? I like the gang stalking. I don't want to hear old ancient medicine. Oh, that's not
Labeling law after their world-famous sweetener was traced to bioengineered corn built to survive aggressive weed killer spraying.
Heinz didn't only GMO the ketchup, they bottled something so much worse. That red squirt isn't half tomato. It's pesticide pulps, liquefied in citric acid, grown from black mold, stuffed into aseptic drums.
No, I've never taken ivermectin. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll just start experimenting on myself. I thought about getting some. I want to get one of those, like, those kits that have like all the different medications. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't know anybody who's taken ivermectin. I know that I had a friend that had purchased, but I don't know if he actually used it. Oh, what's this? Manufacturing Alzheimer's.
Cause disease.
Live stream my poop inspection. Yeah, that'll probably be my last live stream. I'll get to, if I get to 600 followers or subscribers, I'll just stream myself taking a shit.
How many of you heard of Alzheimer's disease? It's a physician-caused disease. Mark my words. Mark my words. In the next 2 years, maybe even next week, it'll pop up in the newspaper. There's more than enough information to prove that it's a physician-caused disease. Alzheimer's disease is a disease that did not occur, even by another name, 40 years ago. It only became recognized as a disease in 1979.
Hey, Tom. Long time no see. I saw you. I saw some of your videos were popping up on my my feed. It looked like you were getting out into nature recently. You didn't have a good time with ivermectin, Jared?
25 years ago. Today, it's the number 4 killer of adults over the age of 65, behind, well, I have to throw in doctors now. Doctors, cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease. Now, our brains are made up of 75% a fatty insulation material called myelin. How many of you heard of myelin? Good. Well, myelin is this fatty insulation material in the brain. How many of you are eating a brain sandwich, brain and egg sandwich? Oh, you haven't lived until you eat a brain sandwich. It is good. A little bit of...
Think about all the raw shit we eat. Sushi. I literally had sushi tonight.
Onion and mustard, I mean, there's nothing better than a brain sandwich. It's real cheap now because everybody's afraid of, mad cow disease, so I buy more brains and I eat it. At any rate, this myelin makes up 75% of our brain weight. It's so important to the animal and human brain. Myelin is 75% of our brain weight. And myelin is 100% cholesterol.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't trust these people that said, like, that you shouldn't be eating cholesterol. That's just crazy. Dana White. I want to see more of these, like, these videos like that. Those are good. That's good stuff. Oh, that's that fucking bitch that was saying that they needed to monetize breathing. You don't eat that. It's not biblical. Eating raw fish? I guess not.
Was awarded the Nobel.
Oh, this guy. I remember seeing this guy that invented the PCR test saying that it was like bullshit that the way they use it. I do feel somewhat better when I do smoke a cigar, but I don't like to do it too much because, like, then I start getting really addicted to the nicotine and I start doing it too much. One of the guys that I work for invented acid brand cigars. I don't know if you guys have that where you're at, but he got me back onto cigars recently.
Dr. Kerry Mullis was awarded the Nobel Prize for his invention of the polymerase chain reaction, the PCR. The PCR is a method of analysis and wasn't designed to test for a virus.
You want to see more of the Gangstalking lady? I won't eat bugs. I won't eat the shrimp. I don't really like I don't really like seafood usually, but I do like tuna, like the tuna sushi. I don't like eating really like salmon or anything like that. If I do eat fish, I'll eat what is it, the grouper or what's the is it red? It's not red grouper. Is it red grouper and black grouper, or what's that one? The one that's red or black.
Mullis explains why.
And with PCR, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. It starts making you believe in the sort of Buddhist notion that everything is.
I also have to be careful about like smoking things or vapes because I used to hang out with this guy that was an Army Ranger, and he was homeless for a while. I used to bounce with him, and then I ended up sharing. He gave me some weed in order to stay over at our apartment. It wasn't in order to. He just as a thanks for doing it, and we were smoking out of his pipe, and I fucking got pneumonia like right after that. So like my lungs got really fucked up, and I got really fucking sick.
Contained in everything else, right? I mean, because if you can amplify.
Snapper, that's what it was. Snapper. Yeah, I like Snapper.
One single molecule up to
So there's different types of grouper, but Jewfish is the Goliath grouper. You're not allowed to catch those, I think.
Which you can really measure, which PCR can do, then there's just very few molecules that you don't have at least one single one of them in your body, okay? So that could be thought of as a misuse of it, just to claim that it's meaningful.
The PCR test can potentially find anything you are looking for, depending on how high you turn it up. And this is exactly what has been done. The official protocol given for the PCR testing of COVID-19 created a floodgate of false positives to skew the results. They call it asymptomatic because it's a lie. These people don't have symptoms because they don't have COVID-19. They do it today because they've done it in the past and always gotten away with it.
Dude, that was so fucked up, that video that we watched where he was experimenting on foster kids with the AZT. I knew he was doing it to the gays, which, you know, but foster kids, that's pretty fucked up, man.
30 years ago, Anthony Fauci, head of the NIH, made a name for himself by pushing for higher doses of the deadly drug AZT, an old cancer chemotherapy too dangerous for approval, onto AIDS patients. Kary Mullis was hired to measure HIV in people's blood samples with his PCR. He was working under the premise that HIV was the probable cause of AIDS. But when he went looking for the proof, he found there was none. They just made it up.
What is that paper? Who do I go to for that? And I looked around, I asked a couple of virologists at that company, and they said, no, you don't have to reference. I said, I have to reference that.
Was that the guy that Rogan took that episode down? Or was that a different guy? It was a real like controversial episode way back in the early Rogan days where he had a guy that said HIV or AIDS wasn't real. It was like all due to drugs, like drug use.
I don't know.
Like gay guys using poppers and meth together, and it was reducing their ability to fight infections.
I don't know where that came from. How do I know that? And it turned out that nobody knew it. And I was getting really freaked about that. That's when I first started saying, they don't know. Nobody really knows. This whole thing is a big sham.
Mullis pointed out how the CDC was losing money. And
yeah, man, Chip, you know what's fucking crazy is way before this, like before COVID, I remember being like 17 or maybe early 20s. I don't remember. It was like when I was like living with my dad and his girlfriend, who would like watch these videos about like the documentaries against like Walmart and Big Pharma. And then these fucking idiots, like my dad's girlfriend is now like the biggest proponent of using like these Ozempic and like making sure that they all got vaccinated. I remember being at their house and they were taking the fucking COVID tests. And like now her son is working in a pharmacy, like learning how to give people injections. It's really fucked up and just insane, like the cognitive dissonance of people.
How the HIV/AIDS connection brought their profits back in the black, and how the men at the highest levels were all in on it. Kary Mullis knew these men were dangerous.
They don't want people like me walking up and asking them those kind of questions, and they're willing to like go to great lengths to prevent that. They're out on a limb. I wouldn't want to be there with them.
But he was still outspoken. When ABC's Nightline approached him about doing a documentary on his work, Mullis convinced them to cover the HIV debate after nearly a decade of ignoring it. In a 1994 interview with Celia Farber for Spin magazine, Kary Mullis expressed how he really wanted to expose Anthony Fauci and Robert Gallo. He said that he'd be willing to chase the little bastard from his car to his office, a Nobel Prize winner trying to ask a simple question from those who spent $22 billion and killed 100,000 people. It has to be on TV. I'm not unwilling to do something like that. Unfortunately, not many people were listening back then. And on August 7th, 2019, just about 3 months before the first utterance of COVID-19, Kary Mullis, age 74, a Nobel Prize winner, inventor of the PCR test, a man who was once willing and eager to expose Anthony Fauci, quietly died of pneumonia. The timing of it all is mysterious to many of us.
I wouldn't doubt it. The shit that I've seen and just how like ruthless these people are over like just some slight profit in their stock portfolio is pretty wild. Oh, there's the vaccination schedule. God damn, could you imagine injecting your kid with all of that? That's crazy. I'll go back to the gang-stalking lady. Let's see what else she has. I want to go to whoever she follows. That's that one guy we were looking at. I like how she's like really like big on the JQ. The thing with Fauci, I don't know like how far the pardon goes. Doesn't it go like his entire existence? Which is just so crazy that you can do that. That like you can just have like the worst people and like you don't even benefit from it. Like your brain is pretty much rotted out. Biden's brain is just not even there. And like he just signs a pardon. And he used to be like kind of based. Like if you look at old videos of Fauci. Oh, here's some video of her. Here we go. What's she up to? Oh, somebody's about to get fucked up.
Do you mind if I use the restroom? Is that okay? Thank you. Hello, how are you?
It's just a video of her taking a piss.
I'll be back. Okay. Listen, these things they're I still look at the frame, but they were really, the whole thing was cheap, but the glasses.
What is this? Oh, this guy's about to get it.
I'm putting you on Twitter.
I love that. I'll put you on Twitter. It's a good catchphrase. Look at that face. He knows he got caught. He knows he's guilty. He knows that she knows that he knows that we know. Look at this, trying to hide her face. You know what you did. That's the kind of comments that someone stole what I wrote. This is exactly what I would write to her in the comments. I saw this guy liked my posts before. That's what I would say is like they aren't even hiding it anymore, or like they know what they're doing, or that these people are dangerous, or my favorite one that she tweeted or retweeted was, these people have blood on their hands. Look at this monster. You know exactly what you're, and this guy, that's their handler. He's the backup right there. Look at that. This guy said, look what this guy said. Hold on. Holy shit, they are relentless. I love that people are getting in on it. Look at you. You know that just convincing her that there's guns in those canes was probably one of my favorite things that I told her. Look at you. They're always on their phone. So they have to look you in the eye with their guilt. Oh, look at that smug look on him. He even put his phone down. What a son of a bitch. Oh, now they got the Chinese involved. Look at this guy. He's got a backpack on with one of those fucking sound machines on. Oh, this one's this has got to be good.
Oh, you got your one eye showing. That's cute. Gonna put you on Twitter.
I love it. Oh, you got your one eye showing. Putting you on Twitter.
Oh, you got your one eye showing. That's cute. Gonna put you on Twitter.
She has no idea. She just got blasted. It's perfection. It really is one of the best things I've ever found on the internet. She's such just an amazing person. This really was the craziest shit. Jared, are you still there? Because you missed this one. This one was so fucking crazy that she went up and did this. This was just so insane. This one's probably worse than her harassing the Down syndrome lady.
I'm putting it on Twitter. I'm putting it on Twitter. And I'm sending it to Congress.
Excuse me, no, please.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, I already did.
In a quarter mile, take a...
That rules so much. I love that. That's how you defeat. That's what Chud the Builder should have been doing. This woman is way better than Chud the Builder, who I haven't seen anything about in a while. God, that's so fucking awesome. Man, that's so good. Look at this son of a bitch. Oh, that's her face right there. And then this. What do you do? Like this, then she just retweets this fucking... What are you doing? I remember like looking at this person's channel. I don't know that it's safe for Twitter or YouTube, but I mean, I couldn't even figure out what this person was. Man. I love it. God, how do you just so I've never even seen that deformity before. And just this lady just got hit with like everything that day. It's so... Look at this. Another one with their handler. They always got that picture up. Look at that son of a bitch. Look at you. We know what you're up to. This guy. Look at that side look. Motherfucker. He's like, I'm so fired. She's so onto me. Did you see the Chud the Builder Illuminati card B posted on the Patreon? B said he was opening up Illuminati cards. I didn't see. I scrolled past it. I forgot to look at it. Man, that really is so good. What is this? Oh,
led
nice. Epstein tied to direct energy weapons and gangstalking. This is beautiful stuff right here. And it's a black guy. Oh, I love black guys that are into this. Hell yeah, this guy rules. Look at that. That's another follow right there. And he's a rap singer and he's a peach slayer. I hope if I scroll on his Twitter, it's not going to be a bunch of like porn though. I have a feeling he's going to be porning it up.
There are strong links between the Israeli government and the blackmail operation led by Jeffrey Epstein. In the recent Epstein Files release, there are several mentions of neuroweapons and of the targeted individual program, with some victim testimony highlighting radio frequency attacks in relation to human trafficking.
the TI program mentioned in the Epstein files.
Hell yeah. I love Ghetto Black Lady interested in this stuff. That's good stuff.
Validates the experiences of survivors and
how many subs does the black guy have? 3,600. I'm afraid I'll scroll on it while I watch that video on a different screen. That way I can make sure he doesn't have porn on there. He just strikes me as like a gooner.
For me, I've seen that it is actually a conversation starter when speaking and discussing it with the general public at large.
In one document, a letter to Jeffrey Berman, former U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, the redacted correspondent says these radio-based attacks make it seem as though people are hearing voices and feeling these other hallucinations that often resemble sexual interactions. The letter goes on to suggest that driving people to commit suicide is a common practice with these transmitters. In another document, a victim in Australia wrote to the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York, detailing both sexual and electromagnetic targeting. In the letter, she wrote of unusual transmitted sounds, anxiety, mood changes, insomnia, and bad dreams, and targeted EMF and RF transmissions, frequencies that impact the electrical impulses of the brain and alter cellular tissues of the body. A third document seems to detail the targeting of a family, including EMF and radio frequency transmissions on the brain functions, including electrical impulses of the brain, epilepsy, and tissue function.
Right now, the atmosphere around the Epstein files is so extremely politically charged that no one is paying attention to directed energy weapons in those files.
The Epstein files have brought out the scary reality included in this program.
Okay, I'm scrolling his I really should, yeah, that should be, I'll start a new thing where I start using AI to develop these videos. That's a good idea. Here, it doesn't look like it's too bad. He also has some black chick that's...
So, my name is...
Okay, that looks promising. All right, that's a good one right there. And this this doesn't have anything to do with gang stalking, but as I was watching, going through his channel, it looks like... Do you see all of the fireworks in this room? Oh. Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
I'm not doing that in my room. What am I supposed to do? What the fuck out? That's July 4th. Hey, watch out, watch out. That's July 4th, bitch ass nigga. Bro.
This is gonna be good. It's not July 4th, bitch ass.
Stop! Bro, work to my mother, you do the same in my room, I'm gonna be dumb tight, bro. I swear to God, bro. Work to my mother, there won't be no crib. All my life, there wouldn't be a crib. All my life, there would not be a crib. Alright, what am I mother? I swear to God, y'all gonna hate me, bro.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That reminds me of this live stream that it's been kind of taken down, and there's only like I think I've played it a little bit on like some of my old live streams where I reviewed it, but like it's gone forever, and there's only like a small amount of clips called Everett Tweaker Cam. And back in the day, this was probably this is probably like 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And there's this guy in like Everett, Washington, and he got tired of like this street outside of his business like being filled with like meth heads and crazy homeless people. So what he did is he put like a camera like way up high, and he would just live stream this side of this road, and it like made national news. But like it used to be just a 24-hour live stream. I watched somebody die on that one time. There were a few deaths, and this was on YouTube. And one time, one of the funniest things that I ever saw was just like a bunch of like crackheads or meth heads like camped up like late at night. And then they were just kind of chilling around like a bonfire. And this one guy just walks by and just tosses like a giant like pack of fireworks in the middle of them and just runs. It was so funny.
Hi, so my name is Ashanti Henry, and I am a targeted individual. So I'm going to talk about what it's like to be a target individual in the military, okay? Like I said, I've been targeted before I even joined the military. So basically, it's like the same thing in the civilian world. Same tactics, but I'm just on a military base. The doctors, police, ambulance, like the civilians around you, people around you, like they literally participate in this evil ass shit. It's like they got people on this base to participate in gangstalking me, harassing me.
I'm not really super into black chicks, but she's good enough looking, and she's so fucking insane. You know that pussy's good. I'm just gonna say it. I know, people are gonna get mad, but I mean, you know that pussy's good.
Smear my name. Hi guys, so my name is Ashanti Henry.
Yeah, so y'all know what it is, you know what I'm saying? TI since 2018. Real TIs, like, share, comment, subscribe. Y'all already know what's going on. Gangstalking, CIA, NSA, National Security Agency, Freemason, the Department of War, and also we got baby clit ass Trump. All right.
Hell yeah, dude. That's good stuff. What's happening with Frosty? I'm glad you asked, actually. So Frosty the Greaser, in the past 6 months, he tried to, I think I told you, he was kind of creeping on like a little girl that was his neighbor. And he was like making like these hints like he was going to like do something really bad. So finally someone like tracked him down, and if she thought you were her hero, she would quake your shit. Yeah. Frosty was making plans to abduct his neighbor's girl. It was like some Mexican family. Like they were just some fucking immigrants. They have like illegals living next to his parents' house that he was living in their shed. And imagine coming to this country and you survive like the coyote traffickers, and like you don't end up getting raped, and then all of a sudden some kid that was like started out as just a greaser on YouTube that had like 20,000 subscribers, and he was kind of innocent, and then all of a sudden he just starts doing meth and becomes like gay for pay. And then so like people found out, and they found out where he lived, and they called the cops, and so he ended up getting sent to a mental institution. And so like he was kind of quiet for a while, and then he started stalking this one girl, and he like started casting hexes on her and all this stuff. And then he kind of like disappeared for a little while, and then like recently he just started posting again, where he was like getting into like an argument with his dad. He just posted like psycho dad like screams at me, and like all it is just the dad like talking about like reminiscing about like first he's like, I just want to help you, and you remember how much fun we had like camping? Wasn't that fun? And like he just posts like the title of that as Psycho Dad screams at him while he's just living in a shed. Like they have him living outside of a shed because they're not going to bring that fucking insanity into their house. I can't, like, God, I can only imagine if my son became that. That's crazy. I don't even know what I would do. Yeah, Cassandra. Oh, yeah, you were there for that, Jared. You were part of that. And he started arguing with you. I remember that. Look at this girl. This bitch knows what she did. And there's, Jesus Christ. Just repeatedly posting that. Oh, what's this one? Oh, she's got into the, what's the stuff in the sky?
It's not. Those are not clouds, people. That's radiation. We're being radiated to death by Israel.
How awful would that be if this woman is correct about all of this? How insane would you be if like she was actually telling the truth and she's just like she knows she's right? And we're just here. Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Put it on just Gangstalking, Gangstalkers, and Brainwave.
I really regret not buying a drone back in the day when they were like first coming out and they were like $300 because it was like before all of like the regulation on those. Because now like they're all like completely regulated. So you have to like, I guess you would have to build your own, you know, because they have to have like some kind of like shut off or like operate on a certain frequency. I love that. Look at that. That bitch is so mad she got. She's so mad that she got. She knows. I love when women give me that look, though. There's nothing better than a woman that's that, like, she can't say anything, but she's just, like, that pissed, and she gives you that look. That really is a good feeling. I don't know if any of you really have, like, ever got to enjoy that look from a woman. I get it quite a bit. There we go. Just Andrew Tate. Look at Andrew. He does look like he worked for like the IDF right there.
Agency, basically like. Hey, good morning. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and talk about Mossad. Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency, basically like Israel's CIA. They aren't as good or as capable as the CIA, but they will go farther than the CIA. Ask any CIA guy, they'll tell you that. Anyways, long story short, the fusion centers who organized my stalking Fusion centers are where intelligence, law enforcement, and the corporate world come together. Basically, big power and big money, and they fuse together in these centers, and there are over 80 of them, almost in every state all over the country. 80 fusion centers all over. They are unaccounted for. Nobody oversees them. We try to FOIA them at the state level, and they tell you it's federal. You try to FOIA them at the federal level, they tell you it's state. Some people tell you they're privately ran and funded. We can't get information out of these fusion centers. They have access to all light data and all dark data. All light data is basically all information that they can get through court records and warrants and used against you in a court of law. All dark data is all other information. They could tap into your cameras in real time, your microphones, everything. You guys don't understand the power this gives them. This gives a foreign intelligence service raw power over American citizens. They know more about us than we know about ourselves. They'll remember things about you that you won't remember. This opens them up to have insider information on everything. They could have a step advantage over everybody on every aspect of life, from insider trading to politics to everything. If they have access to everybody's phones, cameras, and microphones. This is Israel's intelligence agency. They have access through the fusion centers of the raw data collected through FISA. FISA is the secret court that collects American citizens' data illegally without a warrant. Guys, this is a danger, a grave danger to the United States of America, and this needs to stop. We need to get the Mossad the fuck out of our fusion centers. We need to shut down these fusion centers. They are the biggest danger to American liberty. Get Mossad out of the fusion centers. This is a danger to America. Please spread this, spread awareness. We got to get Mossad out of here. We got to get Mossad out of our intelligence, out of our fusion centers. They're going to destroy our country. This is an affront to...
Well, this guy looks promising right here. It'd be funny. I like that he's tagging all these people. I really should start tagging all these politicians. Dude, oh my God, how funny. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Tom, you said you had to explain how air pressure keeps a bike's tires hard and that frustrated a woman. How funny would it be if that pilot Dave that I keep getting in arguments with on Danny's show is this pilot who suffered the 40-minute seizure? What if he was raging out like a psychopath, hitting people, screaming at the top of his lungs? God damn, that would be so funny. I should bring that up on my next call into Danny's show and just say that he's that guy. How mad do you think that would make him? He would get so fucking pissed. I want to see if this guy he makes some good observations. You know he's a fucking lunatic because he uses white Twitter. Anybody who doesn't black it out is just an absolute lunatic. Oh shit.
Who ran?
This is wait, is this lady? This lady's related to Terry Yiki, the guy from the OKC. She's only got 6,000 followers.
Ran towards danger, who gave the best of Oklahoma. We saw helpers, people who didn't wait to be asked, who ran towards danger, who gave without hesitation. Firefighters, police officers, EMTs, nurses, clergy, and everyday citizens answered the call. People like Terrence Yeekey and Jim Ramsey of the Oklahoma City Police Department and John Hanson of the Oklahoma City Fire Department, they ran into the rubble to save their fellow Oklahomans. Dr. William Fabry and the best of Oklahoma.
If you guys don't know who Terry Yeekey was, he was the guy that was like the first person on the scene at OKC. And then he ended up having like a really terrible, like completely fake suicide, like practically like 2 gunshots to the head. And then like his body was all bruised up and cut. Very similar to Michael Trentadue, the guy that was mistaken by the stupid ass FBI that picked him up and put him into prison, and then they tried to interrogate him because he matched the John Doe number 2. I was gonna say that Dave the pilot actually had a seizure because he was doing too many poppers with the male flight attendants because he picked up a gay lover after being in the Navy for so long. But I figured I gave Dave enough shit. It's so funny how Danny just like doesn't understand that I just love the conflict between like the other callers. He's like thinks that I'm angry, which I am an angry person in other aspects of my life. But when I call to like fuck off with these people, like it's just so much fun to get into these conflicts. Oh, this is that lady that went missing or no? Oh, there's going to be a mass UFO abduction during the Brazil-Scotland World Match.
Gente, eu vou falar pra vocês que eu saí de novo.
That's some more of that crazy pussy. I bet she's got a great Brazilian ass. What the fuck is this? Oh, there you go. That's what you were talking about, Tom, about these delivery drones.
Shit. What the fuck?
Dude, I want to be a pilot of one of those.
Bro, why the drop?
Oh, nice.
Organized community harassment is your community members in your neighborhood watch program following and monitoring you. Community members are often led to believe that they are providing protection and safety into their communities, but this is actually a disguise just to hide the true nature of what is actually going on. If you've been put on a watch list, you are subject to severe organized community harassment. Once you've been put on this watch list, this notification goes out to all police departments, everyone in your community, EMTs, any establishment, any local business, to your friends, to your family. The program will lie about you and take parts of your life and twist the narrative, twist the stories around. They will manipulate situations and flat out lie just to make you look as bad as possible, to make their actions more justifiable. You basically become up for grabs for any toxic community member to come up against you and harm you, whether that's physically, mentally, psychologically, or emotionally. The entire program hides under the guise that it is helping other people, when this is in fact not the case. What this actually is harassment, stalking, illegal 24/7 surveillance. You have no privacy in your own home. You have no privacy anywhere you go. You are followed everywhere you go. You are constantly being harassed in every type of way. And this also leads into break-ins into your home, property damage, and interference with your jobs, food tampering. You will be followed everywhere you go, whether you're going to the grocery store, whether you're going to the doctor's office, whether you're going to work. It doesn't matter. They're going to follow you everywhere. And they want to make their presence known to you to make you feel as uncomfortable and fearful as possible. They will have people in this program that they've paid to act, essentially. They're like bad actors, and they set up these street theater situations everywhere you go. And sometimes they will try to set you up and entrap you in these situations as well. These people are paid to participate, and they have signed NDA, non-disclosure agreements, in order for this to stay silent and for them to not discuss what they are doing to you. The process of them completely dismantling your life, destroying everything you care about, taking away your opportunities, they will also turn your family and friends against you. They will do things like sleep deprive you, constantly be slamming doors.
Oh man, that's really hit me hard since I just yawned like that. I hope that there's a whole program of people that are like, there's just a giant budget of like $20 million of people that you're all part of to try to get me to like act out and do some crazy shit. And like, they're just frustrated that it's not working. And I just watch this stuff and then go to sleep, and I don't plan anything. I don't do anything. And they're just trying to get through to me to like get me to do something crazy or lose my shit. And I just sit here and I watch it
outside your
and just fantasize about banging some insane broad.
house, slamming their car doors, making it known that they're there. They will actively try and prevent you from earning income. And they will do this by going around to any potential job you may be interested in and lying about you, and creating some idea that you might be a threat to society. The idea is,
I mean, this lady is describing my entire life, so maybe she's onto something.
Isolate you as much as possible. Some of the tactics they use are community mobbing. So they'll have several people following you at the same time, several different cars following you, several different people honking their horns at you, or slamming car doors. The truth is, everyone that is participating in the organized harassment is either compensated to do so, bribed, or forced.
Somebody's got to get those bust them cheeks before this chick is bald, and get it while it's hot.
My original video got cut off, so this is part 2 to organized harassment. I am heavily stalked and harassed everywhere I go. I can't go to the grocery store or go anywhere without there being several people within this organized harassment following me, mocking me, slandering me. I've had break-ins into my home. I'm constantly facing community mobbing, and this is happening on a daily basis.
She kind of reminds me of like a lady that works at like a Great Clips or a Super Clips, and I hope that she has conversations with people while she's cutting their hair. I've met women that like cut hair that kind of give off this vibe. And I wish I had someone cutting my hair like that.
This is what happens through organized harassment. You will be harassed every single day, 24/7, and you will be illegally surveilled. You won't have any privacy in your own home. I have no privacy anywhere.
That actually reminds me of this one time when I worked at Lowe's. There was I used to work customer service, so I'd answer all the phone calls. At one time, this lady that was schizophrenic called in. I'm pretty sure she was schizophrenic, and she was calling about a grill, and then like I didn't want to answer more phone calls, and the managers were getting mad at me because I stayed on a phone call with this schizophrenic woman for an hour as I guided her through like this adventure. Like, she originally called about a grill, and then started talking about like her son losing his leg or something, and then it just like kept progressing and talking about like how people thought she was crazy, and I don't know if she was on something or what, but then I was like, she's like afraid to leave her house, and I was like convincing her to get outside, and she was on her cell phone, and I just guided her out into public and just tried to get her to I just guided her on an adventure throughout town as she stayed on the phone with me, and my managers just kept getting really angry that I wouldn't hang up. And they're like, we have all these other people that need help on the phones, and I was like, I'm sorry, I have a customer I'm taking care of. It's just clearly me just like egging on this schizophrenic woman as I'm like encouraging her to go on this like adventure of hallucinations throughout the like going on the sidewalk.
Where I go. And what community mobbing looks like is it's several people within the community that are working together to harass you, create noise campaigns around your home, slamming car doors, honking, following you around everywhere, making it known that they are there. And they will come in groups sometimes they'll be alone. The entire purpose of organized harassment is for profit. It's to make money off the person that is being followed and monitored. And this is not community safety. This is community destruction. And it's a complete destruction of somebody's life. And the people that are harassed and stalked are some of the strongest people that you will ever meet. I think it's really important to bring this into the light of what organized harassment is and what is being done to community members behind the scenes, because this is a very real thing, and I think it needs to be discussed more.
I definitely want to see more of her. God damn, she's so hot and crazy. Oh, this looks like a good one right here.
Can you tell everybody what Zersetzung is, please? I probably said that wrong.
Zersetzung is a German term meaning decomposition or disintegration. It was a psychological warfare technique developed and perfected by the East German Stasi during the Cold War. The Stasi used Zersetzung as a method to systematically destroy targets from the inside out, without ever physically harming them. The tactics were deliberate, coordinated, and devastating. The specific methods included workplace sabotage to damage careers and reputations, spreading false rumors and smear campaigns to isolate targets socially, constant surveillance to create paranoia and psychological pressure, coordinated harassment by trained operatives and community members, financial sabotage to create economic instability, and orchestrated personal betrayals by people the target trusted. The goal was complete psychological destruction, to break a person's mind, their relationships, their livelihood, and their sense of reality itself. It was designed to make the target question their own sanity. This was not a secret program hidden from history. This was documented state policy. This happened. The Stasi destroyed countless lives using these exact tactics.
Okay, and can you go a little bit deeper in?
It does sound just like, as I was hearing her say that, I was like, yeah, this just sounds like women just being shitty to each other.
Into that, and maybe when
They were jealous of her hair. It kind of, trying to think of what it reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of like when you take a squid out of the ocean. And, you know what I'm talking about? Like when the scientists like take the squid or the octopus out of the water, and it just kind of like loses, it goes completely limp.
ran this program from? Like the dates?
Yes. Zersetzung was systematically used by the East German Stasi from the 1960s through the 19...
The Stasi program here?
Absolutely. The parallels are undeniable. Modern gang stalking follows the exact same blueprint as Zersetzung. The tactics are identical. Workplace sabotage, smear campaigns, coordinated harassment, constant surveillance, financial destruction, social isolation, and orchestrated betrayals. Street theatre, where operatives stage scenarios to gaslight and intimidate the target. Synchronized harassment designed to make you question your sanity. The methodology is functionally identical, whether it was the Stasi in East Germany.
That's how you know that the FBI and the CIA that was basically formed after the Nazi Stasi or whatever that created this, and Herbert Hoover being like a closeted gay man, it kind of makes sense now of like it's just like gay man's behavior. Just like he picked it up from like his overbearing mother, and he just he just started being like a queen, and that's all that really is like this. The CIA is just a bunch of like gay men being like shitty to each other like women.
Or what targeted individuals are experiencing today. The only difference is the technology has evolved. Modern gang stalking uses digital surveillance, electromagnetic weapons, coordinated social media campaigns, and networked operatives that make it far more sophisticated and far harder to prove than what the Stasi did decades ago. But the core tactics, the psychology, the intent to destroy a person's mind and life, that's the same playbook. That program didn't disappear. The methods refined by the Stasi have been adopted, enhanced, and deployed.
Yes, they sure have. And what would you say the goal of these programs are?
The goal of these programs is to psychologically and socially destroy the target, to break their mind, their relationships, their life.
God, that really is. Oh, here we go. There's another one.
When they're literally sabotaging every area of your life.
Dude, if anybody like needs a woman, go to the gym, go to Anytime Fitness, and find girls that look like this. Quite a few fit women that they just all have a little bit of that craziness to them. How fun does that look?
With your love.
That's like taking out like a what you call it? That's like being like a brand new to driving and just taking out like a Lamborghini and just having no idea what you're up for and just going out on the track. That's what you're doing when you take this girl out.
Lover, your relationships with your children, the relationships in your workplace, your friendships. It's like they get everybody to switch up and turn on you, leaving you completely isolated. Then they fuck up your money and trap you in fucking poverty. And then they do whatever they gotta do to fucking psychologically torture you, get reactions out of you so that they can make you look fucking crazy. Well, they're lying on you and slandering the fuck out of your name, all while pretending to be so freaking concerned about you. Meanwhile, not a single damn person is offering you one fucking helping hand. They take everything from you, make your life as hard on you as they possibly can, hoping that you're just gonna end it all.
The little TikTok sound at the end of that really that ruled. Oh, look, he's retweeting Clint Russell. That's awesome. I like to think that if he's retweeting Clint Russell, that at some point we interacted when like Tower Gang was still around and he saw my tweets and maybe he's a subscriber. best sex, but she'll stab you in your sleep. I think AI, honestly, you think it should be illegal for women to use AI? I think women should be forced to use AI and just keep them entertained, and then the men can go out and get work done. And we create like it's like a little like ball of yarn for them. Jesus. God, imagine making it to 18 years old and you die because you were in a carriage horse. I hate to break it to you, Monarch, but women were batshit before the AI. I just want more videos of these people talking. That should. Oh, there's a good one. This one looks good.
How do they do that? How do they turn a family member against you?
So everyone in the United States. So if you look, a summary of our main message is number one, everyone in the United States, and it appears to be most of the world, are being tracked by certain satellites. And these satellites are called GPS satellites. And they are the latest technology. All of this is done with a top secret clearance. They have more than 190 satellites under their direct control. They track the precise location of every US citizen by bouncing a microwave beam right here on the top back part of your head. And if you place your hand there firmly, put your knuckles right above it, you can actually feel the microwave pulses. They're about once per second. Everyone in the United States is tracked. Every person.
Oh, that's good stuff. I hope that somebody, God, I hope somebody that's listening to that doesn't like press their hand firmly into like a baby's skull. You know how like the baby has like a soft spot in there, like, oh, that's gotta be terrible.
And that I have tested with my own hand, I can feel the microwave pulse. And these weapons produce a microwave scalar beam. In other words, this is a new type of technology that operates under a very mysterious wave. It's called a scalar wave. And it is apparently part of the deep state plan to monitor, track, and surveil everyone on the planet.
Oh, okay, great.
That lady, that's one you'll see at the gym. You see how she's fit and she just kind of has that face. Oh, I bet she's fun as fuck.
They aren't particular just to US citizens. We have found that this is a global program. About a year ago, I counted more than 60 countries that have sent us emails from individuals saying they're also being attacked in these similar methods that we've described. So there's the gang stalking, there's the directed energy weapons that I've just described, and there's another thing that's very debilitating to approximately 2/3 of the targeted individual community, and it's called voice to skull, or V2K. This is a technology that was actually developed in the early 1960s by a scientist by the name of Dr. Alan Fry, and it's called the Fry effect. And they can literally take this microwave beam and point it anywhere on your skull, and you will be the only one that will hear the voices that come through it. So you stand there and say, there's somebody cussing me out and calling me horrible names 24 hours a day. You can't.
That's just me. That's just me harassing somebody online.
Not switch it off. There's no firewall for your mind. And the technology is very real. They're using the same technology on every US citizen as a subliminal message. It is broadcast from cell towers 24 hours a day. Very disturbing. And a federal judge has already ruled that subliminal messaging is illegal because it's an invasion of privacy. Yet we still have not convinced enough of the public that this is real, that everyone in the United States is technically a targeted individual. Your location is being tracked very precisely, and they're beaming messages at your head subliminally 24 hours a day. And
That's exactly right, actually, Monarch. This guy, this is the mindset that you have, because this guy is getting all of those girls. This is like that yoga cult guy that had all of those hot yoga moms out there, just like draining his disgusting curry smelled balls on a daily, hourly, minute basis. And this guy, look at that smile on his face, that satisfaction. That's the face that he has at the end of the day after having intercourse with all of these insane women.
There was a scientist by the name of Dr. Ross Adey, A-D-E-Y. You can look him up. He worked for the CIA many years ago, back in the 1950s and 1960s. There's a class action lawsuit in Canada right now that involves this man because he did horrible things to a whole class of Canadian citizens where he did these microwave tests.
But Jared, there is you know, a reality to this. Like, it is true. I just I don't think that this lady going and harassing the handicapped people or this lady are maybe going after the right targets.
On them, fried their brains, and was able to program them just like you program a computer using these techniques.
And like to that point too, like thinking about how they made like the trauma-based kind of, sorry, I got the hiccups. The trauma-based stuff where they like make everybody have to like witness these horrific events like 9/11 or OKC or some of the other big events, and then like they just keep you in fear. Like, I can definitely get down with that, and a lot of that stuff definitely is programming
of subliminal messaging into the mind. You can create a secondary personality that can be switched on and off like a button. Class action lawsuit right now in Canada that's trying to address this CIA-funded doctor. And he did grisly experiments. He bragged once that he could turn anyone into a serial killer. Primarily from the cell phone towers. They can also emit messages from satellites as well, because they're tracking you very precisely. So that same wave can act as a carrier wave to carry messages at your head 24 hours a day. It can be used to say, hey, vote for this person over and over and over. So your earlier question that I don't think I answered was, how can they manipulate the family members? It's done with subliminal messaging 24 hours a day coming from cell towers. Most people can actually feel it, but if you'll circle your arm around, the microwave beams are projected at the center of your head, and you can actually feel the heating in your knuckles right in this area. When you hold it between your head and a cell tower, you'll feel a pulse right here on your the heating. Actually, you can feel it in the cartilage of your knuckles. It's very sensitive there. And you can go all the 360 degrees around you and feel the microwave. You can pick out where a cell tower is, a direct location. Every cell tower within several miles of you is broadcasting a beam at your head and sending you subliminal messages. Most people are not aware. We've recorded some of these. You can actually get a microphone and point it at a cell tower, and it will demodulate the voice. And some are horrible messages saying you hate yourself, you're fat, you're ugly, broadcast 24 hours a day.
I just use that as motivation, so it's not having the right effect on me, I guess. Look at that lady. God, she wants to fuck him so bad. God, she's gonna tell her husband that, like, I need to go meet this guy. She's gonna drive 800 miles in a diaper to go and read some of the books on this guy's shelf.
Yes, this is very real. We've recorded these messages.
I love that look. That look right there.
This is very real. We've recorded
these perfect stuff right there.
Broadcast 24 hours a day.
God.
Yes, this is very real.
I love that. That's a good one.
We've recorded these messages. We've got some on our website. This is not just happening to targeted individuals. Everyone in the United States is being precisely tracked and being hit with subliminal messages 24 hours a day. Unfortunately, there's a patent called remote neural monitoring, and we've got it listed on our website. I don't recall the precise number, but it describes in detail how they can read your brain waves by intersecting two signals in your brain, and there's a differential that
Yeah, I can get the implants out of you, but let me implant one more thing into you. I've been taking a lot of ivermectin, and the only way for me to get it into your system after it's been metabolized is through my cock. I'm going to have to squirt this metabolized ivermectin to get the parasites out of you, and you'll be golden. But you're going to have to keep doing it, and you're going to have to get your friends involved. And make sure they're hot, because it doesn't work on ugly chicks.
It's created by your brain waves, and they can read that back from a cell tower or a satellite. And over a period of weeks or months, they can literally read most of the thoughts of your mind. What they do to TIs typically is they'll take your old spouse, you're divorced, they'll take your old spouse's voice, mimic it, and use it to harass you. But the main thing that people should know, the ordinary citizens should know, is put up a block in your subconscious mind. I will only react to constructive suggestions. That can certainly be helpful. Or I will ignore all subliminal messages.
I like to think that if there's like a guy out there or a team of guys monitoring me, and they just see my algorithm of like my YouTube channel and the things that are recommended to me, and they just don't know where to go, like just watch the most random shit. My algorithm is just constantly changing. My feed on Twitter, it's not working. It's got to be so frustrating for them. I love insane pussy. God, that stuff is, look at that. What is this guy? The guy who never faced charges for opening the Senate fire doors on January 6th has a new job. Huh. Oh, that's sad. And that's pretty much me. That's how I feel all the time. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah, I saw that before. Sorry, I'm just trying to find more videos of hot women expressing their opinions. The good thing is that these guys that are into gang stalking never leave you short of content, because they really what is going on there? They are constantly posting. What is this?
Militant. It's at war literally with all Israel has become increasingly militaristic, militant. It's at war literally with all of its neighbors.
Oh, he's just posting Ron Paul. I mean, I guess you can get down into these rabbit holes so deep that like you're just forced to be like really politically astute. And then just some random basketball bullshit. Oh, did you guys see that video? I don't have the discipline to use Twitter without ruining my life. Yeah. Sometimes I'll go and I'll realize that I'm going on Twitter arguing with mostly Jewish posters. Not really arguing, just kind of targeted harassment. But there was a video that showed the SOCOM or whatever they are practicing in a hotel. They rented out the hotel. Are we out of videos of women speaking? I like how this guy is posting Gandhi. Gandhi was a great guy. He in order to make sure that he was a good man and stayed celibate, he would bring in underage girls and have them sleep next to him in his tent by themselves in order to make sure that he could fight temptation. I'm sure it was great work. Oh God, I just got a call from my boss while on lunch with 1 hour left at the company. He wants to meet with me. We'll see what this is about. What did I do now? I mean, what could they do? It's not like, I don't know. Unless the only thing I could think of is like they're worried about like your last hour of like what you're gonna do before you leave the company. Yeah, I'm sure the CIA is going to investigate itself. Yeah, they're going to beg for you to, now that the lesbian has left the job, that they want you to stay. Please don't go, Jared. Once the lesbian left Jared's work, he was finally number one employee. Oh, yes. What do we got here? What the fuck is this? It'd be funny if they're like, it'd be funny if one of the viewers of the stream right now is your boss at work. What did he run out of like insane women? That's a whole nother rabbit hole of black people that are gang stalked. Oh, where we go. Here we go. This looks interesting.
What happens is that the whole world is left with this false idea that all the horrible things that have been done under the name of aliens, abductions, mutilations, blowing up villages, weird creatures tearing off faces in South America, those are all human operations.
Yeah.
I've spoken to people in special forces who know those are all their operations. Beginning in the 90s, I had special forces and contractors describe what they were doing with this. So it can't be kept secret any longer that this has been going on. It's like other scandals that have come out in the past, right? That just at a certain point, the public will understand it and deal with it. But more than that, the people in government who are supposed to represent us, we the people, need to get those under control and stop it. And also, I have said to people, if they ever go in to these black sites, the first thing they need to get and show to the public are the man-made aliens, the program life forms, the robotic gray aliens, the man-made craft that they're putting these creatures on and abducting people and staging bizarre events just to affect people's consciousness and make them afraid. Right. And this is the old game. You create a boogeyman. Any demagogue knows this. You just create a specter of fear, and everyone that wants to be protected, and they lose all reason. Their intellect and their spiritual faculties go out the window because they're in a fight or flight fear mode, and that part of the brain shuts off higher thinking. And so through fear and manipulation, the CIA psychological warfare operations, working with these various compartmented military and intelligence groups and corporations, have set this up and have been pulling this stunt for 60 years. That has to be stood down, but it has to be exposed. You cannot.
That's the big difference between UFO women that are into UFOs, and then the gang stalking. Like that's like the lower tier of crazy pussy is UFOs and Bigfoots. And the real gold is with gang stalking. I mean, there's not really. I'm assuming there's not really anything they can take away from you. You weren't with the company long enough to get any kind of like great benefits, I'm assuming. Dude, I hate giants. I hate talking about giants. Even if they're real, I just hate the giants shit. Fucking asshole stealing the cat off the porch. Why would you do that? Oh, I was hoping that was a gang stalking chick. What's going on here?
He goes by Neil, and he's very, very active physically and has always had a very sharp mind, a retired major general from the PhD from MIT.
Oh, wow.
And he's been feeling brain fog. Please have a seat. His name is William Neil McCaslin. He goes by Neil, N-E-I.
Dude, what is it with boomers and just letting their fucking dogs bark? It drives me fucking crazy. They don't hear it. Like, boomers and their dogs are like black people and their fucking fire alarms. Smoke detectors. Completely oblivious of that sound.
C-A-S-L-A-N-D.
I can't listen to that.
Using the FBI fusion centers as vengeance for hire entities. Now, the fusion centers were created after 9/11. You had heads of various intelligence agencies, including NSA, telling the Congress, we don't know what happened. It was an intelligence failure, but we think that if you give us a place in each state, some kind of center where we can fuse information from the national level down to the local level, we can head off these kinds of terrorist attacks. And so at this point in time, after 20 years, there are 80 fusion centers all over the United States. It is a network. And they supposedly are watching for terrorist plots, trying to identify terrorists, et cetera, et cetera. And so far in 22 years, they have found not one terrorist group, not one terrorist plot, and stop no terrorist plot whatsoever. And Congress is asking them, what are you doing with the billions of dollars that we give you? And they refuse to tell them. They basically say, you don't have the clearance, so we're not telling you, which is insane. But what they have done is they have created a tier 3 and tier 4 level terrorist list of regular Americans, and they call them non-investigative subjects. Well, if these are dangerous people, why are you not investigating them? Why would they be non-investigative subjects? Well, because they're fraudulently put on tier 3 and tier 4. And then they are defamed. The fusion center operatives go throughout the neighborhood, show their shiny little badges, and tell them, we have a problem in your neighborhood. You know, John Smith is, we think he's a terrorist, and he has predilections for pedophilia and all kinds of other stuff. And they scare the heck out of these civilians who don't have any idea that they're lying. They do create false dossiers right and left. There are hundreds of thousands of false dossiers. And once they target you, they never let go. They actually go through the neighborhood, tell them, we need you to do this, this, and this to them. And it can be quite petty. Like, Tim, you have to go over and slit John's tire, every Tuesday morning. Unless the neighbors to allow or to participate in hitting these people.
How do I get this job of like harassing people in real life? Because I think I would be perfect for it.
People with electromagnetic weapons. These are the types of weapons that hit our diplomats, and they can be quite devastating. They go through almost anything and everything, and you can see my face is swollen. I mean, I'm old, but my face is still swollen from these weapons hitting my home 24/7. Well, like I said, they've turned into vengeance for hire entities, but they are into human trafficking, and they get contracts on people because NSA basically went to them and said, hey, we have a problem. This woman is suing us. We, maybe they admitted it or not. We stole her work and awarded it to a woman who was sleeping her way through the weapons and space management, maybe, but they put out a contract on me and they said, okay, this was to the Florida people. So this is not surveillance. This is minute by minute harassment. And what they want to do is take this troublesome, inconvenient person and blame them with some kind of crime, put them, like you said, in a loony bin by saying, you're crazy, nobody would do this. Well, they've had this going for 20 years.
See, that's the after effects. Like she was in on Gangstalking, in the early days when she was still hot, but then it quickly wears on you. So you have to get them at that sweet point when they still got the crazy eyes and they're going to the gym. Oh, this is good.
I'm a survivor of the Central Intelligence Agency's trauma-based mind control program.
How many? I know some of you have worked with a guy that looks like this. I definitely have been around a guy like this.
Program never ended. People want to say it did. It's a very convenient lie. Never ended. What country studying the science of the mind would end its study of the mind? None. It's stupid. It's foolish to believe such bullshit. Right now they're doing an investigation over in Washington. Luna's working on it. Representative Luna. Luna, you need to get your shit together.
Get it together, Luna.
Because what you're putting out in the media makes no sense. What the fuck is going on? The project never ended. This is about as stupid and naive as an individual could be to believe that the CIA ended their trauma-based mind control program. They didn't. The family I was involved with.
Yeah, that would be good. I'll go and I mean, how funny would that be if I just walked in to like some intelligence office and told them, look, I know maybe you guys have been monitoring me, and I know that some of the things that I've said online you might not agree with or find volatile, but look at what I was able to rile up inside of you and cause a problem for you guys. Now imagine me using that towards some simpleton with a great budget behind me. I could do so much destruction for you. You won't even have to pay me a lot. Just kind of watch out for like my kids and stuff, and then I'll be the best destructive force there is out there. I could drive nuts. I could drive this guy crazy. Oh, look at that. He's mad.
Defend this country to have it fall to a bunch of fucking...
Could you imagine, like, could you imagine that, like, you're just driving down the street and, you're just driving down the street every day, and you probably pass people doing this, and you have no idea. This guy's on his way to just, like, drive into a building.
Satanic pedophiles. It's disgusting. How many of us are out there screaming, listen, this is bullshit. It is so frustrating. It is beyond imagination. It's time for America to wake up. Wake up. The world you thought exists doesn't.
Wait, that's exactly, I'm pretty sure, the quotes. Have you guys seen the new Vigilante movie? I swear to God, that's exactly what he says in that movie.
There are evil people in the world. They control our government. They control our churches. They control our schools. They control our lives. What are you doing about it? I'm telling you.
You think you're getting out of the car to go and exchange like insurance policies, and there's no cops on the scene yet, and then this guy just gets out after you had a fender bender with him, and this is what approaches you. There's no conversation about the like the accident. This is just the conversation.
We have got to stand up as a people. I do not advocate violence, but we have got to raise our voice and we have got to say enough. We know what you've been doing. The shit show going on in Washington is just that. It's a shit show. It's time for us to wake up as a people and say enough. We know what you've been doing. We're not going to tolerate it. We're done with it. That's it. That's all we have to do.
There's like 10 people on the road that have been hit by this car. Just leaving like a wake of bodies.
Warfare. I trained with the government microwave warfare establishment. With one pulse frequency, you can just make people so suicidal, they can't be bothered to act like a demonstrator anymore. All they want to do is sleep or lay in bed all day. So, so if you're targeting demonstrators, you make them suicidally depressed. If you want to cause a specific psychiatric illness, you would have an infrared device that followed the person and you would link it to a pencil-thin microwave source, so the microwave beam would always target a specific gland or a specific part of the brain or an eye or a heart. They can cause insanity, and it was an experiment. One of the experiments was to take an ordinary sane person, cause insanity, and have a psychiatrist who was unknown to everybody diagnose schizophrenia or paranoia or a psychiatric illness. That was a successful outcome. And the person would spend the rest of their life in an asylum in misery, but to the government scientists, that was a success.
Oh, I was gonna. I remembered something that I'm gonna call in and talk about on Danny's show, but I don't want to spoil it. But I can't believe I forgot about it and I haven't talked about it before. I hope I remember. I don't think I'll forget this time. 5 twisted details left out of viral Mackenzie Sheila. Gassed by the FBI, CIA. Jesus Christ.
In Paris court murder trial involving Freemasons, French secret agents, and I was hit.
What the fuck is this? I can't believe that Massey lost to that guy. That's so crazy. All right. It might be time to go to bed. It's like 2 a.m. I'm gonna have some wild dreams. That was funny the other day when the guy from Revenge of the Sis called into Danny's show and was saying that like he was doing all these steroids or testosterone replacement, and he didn't want to do the one because it would like cause him to have nightmares. Just imagine being that big and like putting your body through so much punishment or whatever, and like trying to achieve like this goal of being more like filled with testosterone, and the thing that like you're afraid of is nightmares. I still can't get over that. Like me and my wife talk about that so much, about like the irony of being filled with testosterone but afraid to take some other shit because it would give you nightmares. Dude, I love nightmares. I love a good nightmare. I'll see you in the fucking fighting pits, demon. You come into my world, my dreamscape. Dude, it's on. We are going to battle. Oh, we got some more videos? What the hell is this? Oh, this lady knows. This is predation and illegal. This woman has no idea she was on video. Oh, I think I commented on this one. Yeah. This one. She liked that one. I think this is the lady's other account. Make sure I follow that. God, that's horrific. What the hell did she do to her face? I hope she doesn't have cancer.
How does anybody have a right to have technology in me whatsoever?
I think we watched that video already. Yeah, I think we squeezed all the juice out of this for today. This guy. All right. You think 3.5 hours of watching this? You think that was a good use of my time? I wish you luck, Jared, if you're still watching, or if your boss isn't raping you in your in his office one last time. I hope that you're not bound and gagged in the back of his room. Yeah, thank you for being here, Mr. Monarch. Thank you, Tom, if you're still there. Hope you're fixing those bikes. I hope they're all repaired. Chip, it was nice having you in here. Who else was here? I think we had one. Oh yeah, we had Dipshit from Texas made an appearance. And I think that's everybody that was in the chat. All right.